Welcome back to Weekend Spectrum. I'm sure you must have heard about the phrase Spain in pain. Well, during the course of the year, our reporter covered the Vice President, Her Excellency Ajah Dr. Aissatou Njie Sidi's program in Spain. Like the Andalusian shepherd boy wandering from place to place looking for treasure, Ibrahima Balde's journey to Madrid was eventful. As we review the story, let us imagine how the media phrase Spain in pain sprang from.
As the year draws to a close, the task of regurgitating what others considered a compelling story that was done during the course of the year in review can be described as an exercise as elusive as the story itself. Perhaps I should explain what happened. On a dry wintry morning in February 2012, I descended on the Spanish capital Madrid with the Gambian delegation that accompanied the Vice President, Her Excellency Ajah Dr. Aissatou Njie Sidi, to attend the launch of Women for Africa Foundation. It was my first visit to Spain. As for the VP, it was another historic moment for her to reconnect with people she knew and worked with over the years. Madam Maria Fernando de la Vega was one of them. Vega has been a towering figure in modern-day Spanish party politics, and on this visit, Madam Vega's party was no longer in power. However, this did not in any way dampen her mood, as Vega was determined by all means to reconnect with her Gambian friend. When the time was ripe for others to join in the welcoming ceremony, Gambian diplomats based in Madrid sat down with the VP and exchanged pleasantries before being ushered into a waiting convoy. The next day, the Vice President would reunite with other influential women who had come to attend the launch of Women for Africa Foundation. On the high table, an influential footballer who needed no introduction was Xavi Alonso of Real Madrid and Spain. As member of the Advisory Council of Women for Africa Foundation, the Vice President received a thunderous applause before addressing the meeting.
The Vice President of Gambia, who's also a member of the Advisory Council.
The launch was held at a time the international community was reeling from an economic crisis, and for Spain, this was the beginning, as economic forecasts indicate that Spaniards would have to persevere and swallow bitter pills in the weeks and months ahead. As the crowds were dispersing after the historic launch, one more member of the foundation was momentarily in our camera frame. Unfortunately, Xavi Alonso, we attempted to speak to him. We were told an interview was not possible. In the streets of the capital, our driver Fernando Santos ensured that the steering wheel was effective as we moved around the city to capture key areas. At some point, Santos was too tired, perhaps too hungry or sleepy. In any case, he did not tell me, so I was mute. From the start of our journey, the chock-a-block traffic was irritating. We were driving at breakneck speed. Fernando, however, managed to steal some time to tell us where we were.
This is the principal street of Madrid. The name is Avenida Castellana. You can find in here everything, since the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium to Museo del Prado, everything. Everything in Madrid almost you can find in here. 5-star hotels, restaurants, everything. This is really amazing. It's a big avenue and very beautiful.
Big and very beautiful, but I was wondering why all these activities, why the mainstream media coined the phrase Spain in pain.
Coming down to a community where you have a lot of black people living, so it's an opportunity to talk to them and find out how they are living here, and they must have a word or two to pass on to the hundreds of Africans who want to come down here thinking that all is easy.
Moving downtown Madrid, we encountered a group of African migrants who had come to Spain in search of greener pasture, but the hope of making money in Spain is beginning to disappear into thin air. It's very difficult to survive here. Nobody knows where Spain is heading to. Even for those who live here for 11 to 12 years, we'll tell you more about this. I think those who usually immigrate from Spain to Africa are fooling some people by telling them that Europe is easy. We are here without papers. We eke out a living from the sale of cassettes. You know, here, if you don't have a house, you sleep on the streets. As we continue to rove, the views from the men and women in the streets of Madrid haunted us. However, we continue to zoom onto the activities in the street that apparently had a lot of African visitors. This is Mama's Salon, a meeting point for African women who want to put on a beautiful hairstyle. Mama told me Spain was indeed in pain.
I am sending regards to my African brothers and sisters. I want to urge the children to continue learning. At the same time, urging those working to stay put and work. The hope of making money in Spain doesn't exist anymore. I want to advise anyone coming here to arm oneself with vocational skills. If you have skills, it will greatly help. But again, without papers, you have to sit for 3 years.
That's Weekend Spectrum this week. Join us next weekend for a brand new edition of the program.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas from GRTS. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas from GRTS.
Dear viewers, dear listeners, welcome to our program for today, Prospects for a Better Future. Today our topic is the future with respect to animals, or better said, the relationship between man and animal. And to talk about what can change about this in the future, we have with us today Hans-Jörg Schilling, a veterinarian who for many years has seen what goes on in keeping livestock. Presently, he is active in an animal infirmary that is part of a model project for a new way of treating animals. Welcome, Hans-Jörg Schilling.
Thank you.
Then I greet Gert Hetzel in our circle, an attorney and co-founder of an association